Hi, Nicole. I gotta say, this writing is just beautiful. Nice job. This is just great. Describing your intent, your designer's intent as well as your technical approach. So, fan, please keep this up. Not in just this class, but all your classes. It's just so helpful. It teaches us so much about what you're learning. So I love it. Thank you so much for including this detailed description of your experience with the assignment so far. Let's go ahead and jump over to the piece. I think it's a great start. I love it. I do. I think that you're really showing some interesting techniques here. And I'll point to the requirements of the piece. So that's fantastic. So we have lion, brain, heart, and then the slippers. Now, a couple of things that I would recommend is this: is the typography isn't working, and mostly the reason is because it's the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I think that can be compiled a little bit more effectively. I would say the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Okay, 2 lines. Now, do some research. Go out there and research something like presenting type on a book cover, or typographic considerations for a book cover, or how to apply a title to a book cover, anything like that. So you'll get some ideas, and do some visual image searches as well, so you get some ideas therein as well. Now, I would also recommend that you create this a little bit more in accordance with what we would naturally see on a book cover, and that is just including maybe just the author's name. You don't have to include illustrations by on the cover. Just, you don't even have to include written by. You can if you want, but just L. Frank Baum would be fine. Okay, and typically, I think these should be the focal point. So there's a couple of things I would recommend here. Number one, I would separate these. Okay, you got good masking here, but since you have masking, let's go ahead and separate these 2 slippers, and then let's move them a little bit closer together so we don't have this big gap between them. You definitely want to don't close it down too much, just reduce that space a little bit. So this is perceived more as one image of 2 shoes than 2 images of 1 shoe each. Does that make sense? So let's get those closer together. And also, I think it's really important. Let's go ahead and do an adjustment layer on those. They're ruby red slippers. They're not silver slippers. I think that's really an important consideration. Let's go ahead and change the color associated with those slippers. Another part that's really kind of bothering me, and I think it's alluding to a mistake. I'm not real sure what happened right here. But see how that's like this dark area right over here? I'm not sure what that is. I don't think it works, but whatever it is. But I'm not real sure if it's a mistake. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. This might entail this being a focal point to make room for the title, the author area right down here. When you bring this closer together, create that composition further, just maybe even consider moving these up a little bit in the composition. But other than that, I think it's just, it really is a fantastic start. You're showing a really good technique, and you're learning a lot. I can tell by your writing and your execution here, so fantastic. Okay, those are my recommendations moving forward. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know, and I'll be glad to make any clarifications necessary. All right, I believe that's all I have. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, great job. Thanks, Nicole.